God, that countdown feels like the longest 5 seconds ever.
Guess who's back?
Am I the only one that like feels oddly like dirty right now? Like
Wow.
something's wrong?
Who would have guessed? Us three fuckers on here.
I was just like, what? Like, it just feels like, I don't know. It's like it's naughty touch, but like not quite naughty touch. You know what I mean?
But then at the same time, it feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to, I guess we're going to call it the Awkward Podcast right now. And if that changes, well, then just fucking act like we didn't say that. I didn't say that. And so you have me, Stephen Beaugrand. You have Kayleigh,
Hey,
Cupcake Muscle.
that's me.
That was a terrible introduction of yourself.
I know. Sorry. Yes, Kayleigh, Cupcake Muscle.
Okay, fair enough. And Phil Pirtle.
What's up? I'm the most bearded one out of all of us.
Yes. So Phil Pirtle with the Fit Bod Institute, right? Kayleigh with Cupcake Muscle, and myself, Mr. Beaugrand, with Team Awkward. And so what I will do is I'll obviously have everybody's websites, whatnot, in the description. So if you guys feel like you connect with somebody, you can connect with somebody.
You can connect again, but not in an awkward way.
Not in like a docking kind of way.
We're not making the capital letter H.
I don't know if Kayleigh can even do that.
Do what?
Thank God.
Okay, whatever it is, but over my head. So I feel
Docking.
like this is gonna happen. You don't know what I can do.
Like the letter H.
Yeah. Cool beans.
I know. You know how cool it is though to have three people from three different teams like collaborate and come together. Like I feel like that is exactly how it should be.
I mean, you would hope so, because like, and this is why, honestly, I didn't know when I first reached out to you guys about getting a podcast going, my timeline of like when Team Awkward would be its own thing and starting. But what I did know is that I know I really agree and believe in the ways that you guys both coach. And I know that you guys both give a lot of fucks about everybody that you get the opportunity to interact with. I was like, okay, that sounds like something that would be really cool to me, just because like there's not so much of that. So often it's like, and I know you guys get this really well, we're on this team and everybody else can go fuck themselves. And I just don't think that does a lot of good for people.
Yeah, I think it closes off your opportunities to grow for sure.
It's hard to find people. I know this word gets thrown around a lot, but it's hard to find people in the coaching space that actually have integrity. And you hear a lot of people say like, oh, I take care of my athletes, I take care of my clients, but then you hear lots of horror stories of, it's been 3 weeks since I heard anything from my coach. I paid them all this money and I don't get anything back, or all I get told is shut up, do it because I said so, quit complaining, oh, you're just whining. Whenever somebody actually shows though that, hey, they care about their client, they care about the people that they work with, it is rare to find it in the health and fitness and the online coaching space especially.
Yeah, I feel like two people that talk the loudest about how much they care and how like my athletes, this never, XYZ never happens to my athletes because I'm superior. Most of the time, that's like, I feel like people who talk the loudest, you usually have the most to hide sometimes. And not always, but I know I've seen like coaches that I know, like those from their clients or whatever it is. And they'll be like, well, my client never binged post show. I'm just using it as an example. And you're like, well, that can be true because I know somebody who's coaching, and that's not a coach's fault necessarily. You don't know what happens to you post show sometimes isn't on a coach. But yeah, I feel like all three of us just genuinely really care. Like we don't have to be super loud and boast that we care because we just like, we take care of our clients and do our work. And I'd say keep our heads down, but we all know how my mouth goes. So not always.
I mean, for sure. But, and so this is the thing that I think most people don't get, is that if you actually are that person that gives a fuck about your clients and really gives them all that you have to give, whatever it means, you don't have to do the boasting. Like, I think the biggest compliment is not when you sing your own praises, but when other people are out there singing your praises. And that it's one of those things, it sucks for marketing for sure. It's not great for Instagram and all the other shit because everyone wants to hear you talk about how great you are. But
Smart you are.
Yeah, it's not something that actually I think has as much value as people like to think. Normally, if I'm having to talk about how fucking smart I am all the time, I'm trying to convince you of something. When realistically, if I really am just that smart, I don't have to convince you of anything. I'm just going to show you.
What's the saying? A rich man doesn't have to tell you that he's rich.
Yeah, you'll see it on his boat.
What do you say?
Yeah. He's like, you want to come out for a yacht party? I'm like, yes, sir. Not really knowing what that
I've never
means.
been on a yacht.
It's just a big boat. Fuck it. Right?
I mean, is it like a certain
Unless it
size
has
of the
Will
boat?
Ferrell singing that song from Step Brothers, I don't want to be on the yacht.
So, all right, Phil, this one will fuck you up. So, Mac from It's Always Sunny, Rob McClenney,
Yes.
right? He follows one of my clients.
No kidding.
Yeah, no shit, man.
Dude,
like-
that is...
I don't know if you're talking about.
It's fucked up comedy with like Charlie Day and a bunch of Danny DeVito and stuff.
Okay,
You'd actually love it.
Hang on. You don't know Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Like, it's been on longer than Seinfeld.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
Okay, there. If I
I
make
feel like you would love it.
if I make one episode recommendation, it's an episode called Charlie Work. It is phenomenal. Anybody that has never seen it, that is like the episode that I'm like, watch this. If you genuinely don't laugh, then just the show is not
Was
for
it
you.
this guy?
That's Charlie Day,
Yes, that's Charlie Day.
Yeah, I like him. I mean, he's funny at everything he's played in.
Yeah. So think about a show about the absolute worst fucking human beings that you could possibly imagine, all being friends and just their regular lives. Like, not like movie lives, but like regular lives, hanging out at the bar and all the stupid crazy
Yeah.
shit that, we would do.
I will check it out.
Oh yeah, I think you'll be happy with that. But
I
yeah, I
need
just
some
wanted to do the
cardio.
chimichangas.
I need some cardio stuff anyway.
Fuck that. I
know.
enjoyed cardio yesterday.
You enjoyed it?
It was gross.
I never do. Every time I started, I'm like, why am I in a prep?
I never thought I would say these words, but it's definitely because we moved to Tennessee. Like, I enjoy cardio in the fall and in the spring.
Oh, like
Like,
outdoors.
I actually jog now because I'm not in the swamp ass Florida.
Phil is jogging. What has happened? Our lives have all changed. I live on a farm with a goat. Phil's going for walks and enjoying it. Steven, what do you got that's out of character?
I'm on what antidepressants now?
I mean, good for you. Good for you.
That's good mental health care, I guess.
Fucking whatever.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, literally.
Yeah, I felt like I took them and I felt feelings for like the first time ever. I was like, what is it? Is this how normal people are? Like, I feel sadness for somebody else. I understand this thing. This thing on TV had an emotional
I
reaction.
believe it's called empathy.
I'm
Fuck.
on anxiety medication. I've been on it since like 2014, 15. I don't know. Anyway, but I find sometimes, I don't know if this will happen. I don't know if antidepressants run the same. I think they kind of intertwine. But sometimes I know I should feel emotion and I don't. And I'm like, but I'm not mad about it. But and
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I think I'm supposed to be crying right now or upset and I'm not. I'm just like cool as a cucumber.
Yeah. Specific emotions I'm good with, like mad, hungry.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that one. Either one of those.
Extremes
It's
we
a
can
lot.
do. It's the stuff in between that we're like,
Yeah, for sure. I blame the PTSD. I don't know where I got it, the diagnosis from. It just showed up there one day and I was like, oh, cool. So I guess great to get to know everybody that's listening to the podcast. Hope you guys enjoy learning about us.
Yeah, and Steven, Phil, you're gonna love this. Pearl the other day, Steve and I already told this story too, but my niece is very funny. She's 16. She's me in a 16-year-old's body. Like, she's very witty, very quick, very funny. And so she was saying something and Pearl like laughed. She's like, "You're the second funniest person I know," she says to my niece. And I'm like, "Who's the funniest person you know, Pearl?" Like, damn, just knowing she's gonna say mom, right? She goes, "Steven, your friend Steven." And I was like, I was literally like floored. I was like, but see, it's because like it had to be 2020. We were at a hotel for a show and Pearl was there and Stephen was playing it. He found a random piano in this hotel. So he's playing the piano, fake laughing, and then he just lifts up his fucking leg and farts. And Pearl, still to this day, when she describes him or wants to say his name and can't remember it, she'll say your friend that farts a lot.
I feel like that was Orlando.
Oh, it was definitely Florida.
Yeah.
But I just remember like thinking, and that's her like, Steven's the funniest person on the planet. Thanks a lot, Steven.
That is her anchor memory of Steven is farting. I mean, it's an accurate anchor for him too.
I know, and kids always pick, because Rachel Sedgwick, she calls her my friend with the white hair because her hair is so blonde it's almost white, or it was. I think she's darkened it a little now, but she calls her my friend with the white hair, Rachel with the white hair. Like she's always just like pick something about people that, and that's how she remembers them.
Actually, I fart more now since the stomach surgery because like I can't really burp, so it only has one way out. I can't throw up anymore either.
Really?
Yeah, because they took my stomach and they took the top of it and wrapped it around my esophagus and tied it to itself.
So what would happen if it needed to come out? You just shit yourself?
I mean, eventually at some point, yeah. So I had my first interaction with not being able to throw up Christmas of last year while we were at my in-laws. And it was just like 15 minutes straight of dry heaving.
Oh.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Anybody listening, if we have nothing good to tell you today, we just are telling you terrible.
I think this is great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we came in with anything to talk about. We were just like kind of fucking, right?
This is like a get to know us episode.
I was kind of bummed out we didn't get to do it last week because I really wanted to like hear the details about the surprise goat.
Well, yeah. So I felt like Jake's life. I'd like to say I don't feel terrible for him, but we had lightly discussed that I had been wanting a goat. And so I had texted him something about it a couple weeks ago. He's like, yeah, we can get a goat, but let's wait till we like research, know what we need, all of that. Well, he was out of town last week and my sister called me. She's like, hey, do you still want a goat? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, it's in my car. I'm on my way to your house. So I was like, what? And I was like seeing a family member in the hospital. So I was like, okay, I'll leave here in a second. So like, me and Pearl rush home. My sister's got this goat that was basically, it was a twin. The mom had kicked this one to the side, wouldn't feed it. So I'm bottle feeding this goat. I still don't tell Jake I have the goat. Me and Pearl have it in the house running around. He texted me that night because he was on his way home. It was like 8:30 at night. He's like, hey, how's it going? I'm catching my last flight or whatever. And I just sent him a picture of the goat. Immediately he FaceTimes me and he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, I mean, you said I could get one eventually, so what's it matter now? It's a free goat. I mean, if we waited and I had to pay for the goat, this just makes girl math sense to me.
That is the definition of ask for forgiveness, not permission. Like that's the farm version of that.
1,000%. That's how I run my entire life. My entire marriage is ask for forgiveness.
Yeah. Probably a pretty good thing that Jake's like one of the nicest, like most helpful people in the world. Yeah,
he's super chill. Like people always think because his face, he looks mean, right? Like people, like people don't approach him, right? Like he's not somebody you just approach and chat with, but he's actually like very like calm. He's very level-headed. Plus, I don't know if I've ever actually seen him angry. Like I don't think I've ever seen him like super mad. Like he might get upset or something, but I don't think I've ever seen him mad, like punch something or like man, not like you know what I mean, but just like slam his hand down or he wouldn't yell at me because I think he's too scared of me.
Because you're right. Like I'm thinking about my interactions with Jake, and it's just always been the most chill dude in the room, and you don't expect because like he's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
You look at him, you're like, you could tell. Dude played sports his entire life. You could tell that's a strong dude. Yeah,
imagine when Pearl
you're right. He has like the male equivalent. It's like the male equivalent of RBF. Like I know I get it. I call it resting asshole face, where it's like, don't come near me. But yeah, that's the most chill dude.
Yeah,
that's the most vibe dude.
And he talks like he reminds me. Do you guys remember those old commercials, like the dry eyes guy for the eye drops? He talks like almost like that, where you can't engage if he's happy, sad, mad, whatever it is. Like you can't really gauge. He just always has the same like tone.
He's like,
I'm just used to it. I like because him and I can banter back and forth. Like I could literally walk in and I'm like, hey, fuck you, and he'd be like, fuck you, and we just like that's how we interact. Like I love it.
This sounds like my marriage.
But it's so great. Like he's always very frequently in my life with him, I've heard, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like, but not like, "What's wrong?" But like, I just say random crazy shit out of nowhere and I'm quick with it. And he'll just be like, "Where do you come up with this shit?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It just comes natural."
I feel like you're just undiagnosed is really what it is.
I mean, probably, but I don't need a label.
So I mean, fucking stupid. So I guess maybe we talk about one of the things I love about both of you guys that you both have been really successful on your own after you left the larger team. And like Kayleigh, I feel like you were successful before you came to the team anyways. Like you were already kind of doing your thing. But I think the kind of foundational principles behind what you guys have found has worked really well for you to help you be successful. Like, what do you think if you were going to pick out like one big thing, which it's impossible. It's a ton of different small things that obviously I think keep you successful as in a coaching industry that's so fucking saturated.
To me, I feel like it's just being 100% myself. Because you can't go wrong there. You can't get caught up in something, or all of a sudden, if you kind of fake that you care, or fake that you're whatever it is, eventually the mask will fall, right? Like, even if you, and I feel like I've just always been like, I've had people be like, "Hey, I came to you because you say fuck a lot." Like, literally, I've gotten that email. And who would have thought, right? In high school, if someone would be like, "Okay, if you just be yourself, you're going to be successful." I've been like, "Okay, all right." But that, for me, I really think that's it. Like, if you just be yourself, you will attract other people with your same, and then you just get a roster of a bunch of yous, and it's really fun.
What if you suck as a person though? Like, what if you're shitty?
Then you just wouldn't make it anyway. I'm not convinced that a shitty I mean, I guess that I take that back. You could, I guess, still be successful, but I feel like people see through it because we can all think of somebody who is probably a successful coach. And I'm not saying one person, John, there's plenty out there, but people who are very successful coaching, but they're like not good people. But if you, I guess if you're a bad person, but you are intelligent, because there are really, really smart, bad people, then you'll probably still be successful because if you're still pushing out results and your clients are relatively happy, I guess. Phil, what's your one thing?
I mean, that's really it. Like, you're going to connect with people. I guess if I had to just word it differently, it would just be connections. Like, if you're authentic to yourself, you're going to be authentic to other people around you because you have the capacity, because you're not putting on a fake front. You're not putting up a mask. You're being you. And in a world of AI and filters and all this other shit, like, to be authentic, to be you, to be raw is refreshing. And like, I'm not somebody sitting here with like a huge, massive following or anything, but my clients, I genuinely connect with my clients. I'm the person that I've never met a stranger in my life. Put me at a bar and I have 5 new friends. Take me to the barbershop and I've got 5 new friends. And also, what's my bald ass doing at a barbershop? But I find that whenever you just genuinely go, "Hey, what's going on in your life? Hey, how
You're
are
a
you feeling about
genuine
some of the
cool
things?"
guy too, Phil. Like, you just have that, like, that you're the type of person, like, I could tell anything, like, I could say anything to you about like myself or whatever, like, and you like would genuinely listen and care. Like, you just have that vibe where you're like a safe place. You know what I mean? And I'm sure your clients have that same thing where they feel like they can just tell you anything about their week and you're not gonna be like, "You dumb fuck." You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, "Dude, I get it. Like, it's life. You're human."
Life
I just feel
happens.
like you're really, you care. You're a caring person.
Like, I am very much just that big teddy bear, and I know I don't look like it. I look
I
like
mean,
the
you kind
last
of look like a teddy
person.
bear with a face.
Like, I don't know if you can tell 'cause I got the black shirt, but like, I am growing the beard back out. So like it's getting there. It's getting there. But no, you just look, that's exactly who I am. I deeply care about people. I want to know that people know that they're supported. I want to know that people know they genuinely matter. Like, nobody's ever just a number. Nobody's ever just a, you know, Stripe transaction to me.
Don't give
That
away the secrets. Don't let people know that Stripe exists. How will you ever run your coaching business?
how could you know?
Yeah.
I know, because Nikki told me.
Hey, she told me too.
Yeah. I don't like any of that shit. No, fuck everybody. It's only about me.
Shut up, Stephen. You have, so your vibe is the same, but you have like you're like an onion. You got to get to like, you got to peel away the layers, because out externally you'll be like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck, this, that. But inside you're also a softie who genuinely cares, and you will do everything in your power to make other people around you happy and comfortable. Like you will run yourself down to make sure everyone else is okay. And that's a good, could be a good and bad quality, just because, you know, you'll wear yourself down, but you care so much that you will put them before you to make sure that they're taken care of.
You're that uncle that like you just got done working like a 24-hour shift or something, but then you still show up to the football game, and then afterwards you're like, hey, here's a dick joke.
I don't laugh the whole time, even though, you know, you could be tired and worn down, like I don't want to fucking be here, but you'll make everybody have a great time.
Yeah, I like to think that you guys have the better version of me than, than maybe what everybody else gets. But I think it just goes back to that. It's so hard to find authentic people nowadays. It's so hard to find the authenticity in general. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's found more in like the real life relationships, because, you know, obviously you and Jake were living here in Florida for a while. Phil was here. We would all see each other in person. But like the social media vibe, I think, has really killed people's authenticity of being able to be who they are.
Right.
And especially like in the fitness realm. And I don't know how much you guys have like competitors still or whatever that means, but especially like coming from that circle where everybody was competing and doing the shows, and it was about winning and glitters and sparkles and all this other stuff. It's like, holy shit, man. Like, why can't people just be themselves? Like, why can't it be cool that you lost 50 pounds and got on stage to celebrate it and didn't fucking win anything or came in last? Like, that's still cool as fuck.
Yeah,
like, that's still a
because
huge
there's
win.
been a lot of ego infiltration into the bodybuilding space, the competing world, right? Once somebody goes through a prep, I feel like if they think it means only those on their level should be invited in. And I don't know where that mentality comes from, but I've seen it a lot lately, because there's been some really inspiring like women I've seen who lost a lot of weight. They are not top call out material by standards, you know, just by the standards, not by my opinion. Like they, you know, they're not going to win the show. But they want to do it, right? And they're paying their money the same as everybody else. But there's a lot of ego in the industry where it's like, well, they don't deserve to be up here because they don't look like me, which.
So I always thought that was funny, because like some people say you have to earn being on stage, or you have to do like, fucking no, you don't, dude. All you have to do is pay the entry fee. Like, it's actually
Like if that was a thing, then like send in, you know, if they wanted to do that, then a week before the show, you got to send your photos to the promoter, and they either tell you, here's your money back, or see you in a week. You know,
Like there's fantasy football leagues where like, hey, whoever comes in last place, you have to do a bodybuilding show, and it's like, yeah, they don't give a shit about that. It's no, like you don't have to earn it. Like it's literally just pay the entry fee, potentially get an NPC card, and just you're in. You paid money. It's a pay to play club.
Yep. It really is.
I just never got that in terms of like, how does that help people? Because like when I first got into the, I don't know, fucking industry, whatever you want to call it, what, 10 years ago? Like my goal was like, I was a fucking dorky guy. I didn't touch a weight, and I had never set foot in a gym until I was like 24. I played computer games like World of Warcraft and shit. And like, I was maybe 5'10" and like 135 pounds soaking wet when I like dropped out of high school. And so when I got in, I was like, man, you know what would be cool is if there were more people like me that actually made me feel like we had a space here. Like that, no matter where you came from, what your past was, if you were overweight before, if you were a dork, if you weren't, you know, it's not just the jock zone, right? And so like, this is the thing that because bodybuilding, for all of its negatives that it can have, it also has a fuck ton of positives in that fitness space. But you don't ever actually have to get on stage to embrace any of those. Like you can get all of those things without ever doing a bodybuilding show. And the hard part for me is that so many people in our space will tell you differently, or they will try and take away from a lot of those other things, or even tell you that you can't do this, you can't get this. And I think that that's the nonsense to me.
It's like what I find appealing about the, like, let's look at the positives of the bodybuilding space, the bodybuilding community. at its best, it's people that recognize, oh, hey, you might have started in a different spot than me, and your story looks different than mine, but we've faced adversity, we've pushed on where other people give up, or we found alternative routes. You've put in the work, you've developed to this point, you're seeking self-improvement. I view everyone as a book, and it's like, look, I can't sit here, even like you asked me to pick my favorite Harry Potter book, and it's like, well, I can't. There's aspects of all of them that I really, really love, but I can't sit here and say like, okay, well, without a doubt, Harry Potter is better than, you know, Atomic Habits. They're different books.
You lost me, Phil.
Nerd shit.
I was like, what a
Stephen's over
dork.
here like, fuck yeah, man. I'm like,
Fuck no, I don't fucking get into Harry Potter.
you don't?
No, fuck no. That was way
I mean,
after
I
my
don't either.
time.
I've watched a couple of the movies, but
I was a Lord of the Rings geek. Come on.
Hey. I can go on a whole thing about how Boromir like should have really been the hero versus Aragorn, but we can save that for another one. But
I'm
like,
sure Kayleigh will like that.
oh yeah, she's also a huge Dragon Ball Z fan.
what's your mind?
It's like, I'm a girl. Fuck you. I don't do that
I
shit.
am girl, Phil. Thank you.
Look, she has hair, okay?
I do. Yeah, you fuckers. Look at that. I could get you both a wig and still have plenty.
Hey,
I feel like I
John,
need a wig to make funny videos at some point, so I might hold you to it.
Well, if we need a promo pictures, I have you in tiny shorts with a Hawaiian shirt on, and I have you in my stage bikini, just the top.
I remember the, God, what was it? The Burt Reynolds. That was Junior USA's year. That was a good year. That was fun. But yeah,
Embarrassing photos of you, Phil.
Nikki has them. Don't worry, we can get him if we need him.
Bolt photos, Nikki.
Yeah, him and his Daisy Dukes working on the Jeep.
I do have American flag short overalls.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen those.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I rock those in cowboy boots. So we go to tractor pulls here in Tennessee, and it is a shit ton of fun.
I have a bathing suit that's a hot dog and a bun, like the front of it.
Yeah.
What do
But
you?
yeah, so I mean, it's like, it's an interesting thing though to recognize that I think the thing that so many people told us would probably be the thing that keeps us from being successful is probably like the one thing that's helped us
Yes.
all to be successful.
Yeah.
It's so funny, and it kind of goes into, I think, my idea of why I'm in the industry is like, we've been told you have to fucking fit this mold, right? You have to be this, you have to be that, you have to do it this way, you have to say this, you have to think that, you have to be appropriate, and blah, blah. And I just don't think those things are real anymore. Those old rules no longer apply. Yes, within reason, obviously. You know, you're not going to do like illegal shit.
Yeah.
Well, we're not probably.
I mean, some coaches do. They prescribe illegal shit. So
I almost went into, that was the one thing I fucking avoided when I did that last podcast with the team. I avoided the legal pieces of that when I was talking about how fucking more bodybuilders keep dying again and nobody's talking about it. But I think this is a thing that's going to bite some people in the ass is as soon as somebody decides that they're going to make a civil claim against one of these coaches, everybody's going to realize how much money some of these coaches are actually making and have, and the fucking floodgates are going to open. Anybody?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and anybody who either isn't fucking making sure their asses are hard covered, like with doctors and going about it as correctly as possible, is going to fucking get wrecked, I think.
Yeah, but I sleep good at night knowing I've never prescribed or recommended anything illegal. I've never put an athlete on a steroid, never recommended or told them to do it. So like I sleep good at night knowing that when that fallout happens, I have nothing to worry about.
Like, it's 2025. If you want to get on that stuff, like, my scope of practice is not to give you dosages and all this other stuff and say, hey, take this and it's a prescription and order it here. Like, it's 2025. Go to an anti-aging clinic. You will find a doctor that will absolutely not only look at your blood work, but will also be like, yep, here's exactly what you take. It's from a real pharmacy. It's not from some dude's freaking bathtub in Sheboygan. Nope, this is actually made with standards and you know what you're doing.
Or wait for the time, even if you're not prescribing anything, there's a lot of coaches that review and give recommendations on blood work. That's not
Yeah, it's protected by, so the medical profession is a licensed profession, so it's licensed by your state. So like say my RN or the nurse is not coming in and looking at my blood work and diagnosing me with something, even though maybe they could.
yeah.
They are not doing that. The doctor is licensed to do that, like a
Yeah, I have a nurse practitioner that works with my clients. She's a
right,
client of mine as well, but if somebody has something, that
right,
needs
and an NP
you,
can.
yeah, and so
Just like a PA works under the doctor's licensure and can do all of that stuff under theirs. But like, so for Florida, if I were to do that and say, oh, okay, for example, go take a stool test and we're going to find out whether or not you have SIBO.
yeah, Stephen. I did not do that to any clients, everybody listening. I had a coach that had me do that. That's what he's laughing. That's what he's laughing.
It's not even that I'm laughing about. It's like how I handled the situation, which I'll go into afterwards. But anyways, if I were to do that and somebody went and did a SIBO protocol or had some kind of negative outcome on it, they could absolutely take me to civil court for that. The reason I think that's funny is because when you told me about that, I was having an endoscopy before my stomach surgery. And so when I came out from anesthesia and the doctor was there, the absolute first thing I asked was like, hey, would you ever give somebody a stool test to try and diagnose SIBO? And he was like, God, no, that's not even how you do that. And I just laughed and I was like, haha, see, he's a fucking idiot, because Jill was next to me.
Yeah, well, because, and now that you say that, so I did the stool test. It had XYZ results. I was told to take XYZ supplements, and then shit hit the fan. Like, literally
Literally or
hit the fan.
figuratively?
Huh? This
Literally
is
or
not when I shit
figuratively?
my pants, but I, I ended up, the months following, I ended up having like I don't know if it was yeast, but like this whole issue with my tongue. I had bleeding from my stomach. I had to have a colonoscopy, like all this shit. And I don't have proof of it, but none of it started until I started taking those stupid supplements that were supposed to correct all these things from this stool test. And it like wreaked havoc. And I even like reached out, like was very adamant, like, hey, I'm pretty sure it's this exact supplement. That's when this started happening in my mouth, like this is. And the brand of this supplement, I was emailing their people, and basically they were just like, well, it's never happened. So basically, like, we like thanks for telling us, but yeah, get fucked. And I mean, I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna sue the whatever. I just obviously trashed that supplement, trashed the entire protocol I was doing, and then just dealt with it all, paid for all the medical shit.
I wasn't trying to call you out specifically on that. I was like, I didn't need you to tell your story. That was my intent, just so we're aware.
But others should know too. You know what I mean? That it's listen to you, like literally listen to your gut. Because I could have kept taking all of that and just let it spiral, but common sense said it, and I was like, something's not right, and I'm not just gonna blindly have someone be like, oh no, that's just like part of the process or part of what's going on. Like, nah, I'm gonna pass on that.
Phil also hates that person. Yeah.
Off mic, you can tell me about it.
Yeah.
So we don't get in trouble our first podcast.
Yeah. Just fucking calling people out cold turkey. Fucking eat shit, motherfucker.
Yeah. No, like that's my thing, right? Is people, the weight is never lost on me whenever somebody says, hey, I trust you to give me guidance on two of the biggest things that are going to impact someone's life, their longevity, their quality of life. And that is your diet, that is your nutrition, that is your physical activity levels. Like I've said this multiple times as the example. My uncle has been a firefighter now for 30 plus years. And the number one reason why people will have a wellness call is because hey, family members not heard from great Aunt Gertrude or whoever. And it's like, hey, can somebody just go check on her? Knock, knock, knock. No answer. Knock, knock, knock. No answer. Hey, we're going to break the door down. And they get in there and here's an elderly relative that they're stuck on the toilet. And they've been stuck there for a day or 2 days. And what happened? They couldn't do half of a body weight squat. By whenever somebody signs up and says, hey, I want to work with Kayleigh, Stephen, Phil, whoever, you're entrusting us to guide you so that you have high quality of life. You're entrusting us that, what's the other thing that's on the internet? Like, oh, you take your dog to the vet, and if your dog is sick, the first thing the vet asks is, well, what are you feeding them? Your nutrition, your training, like they play big roles in your life, and that's never lost on me. So it especially just pisses me off whenever you have people that are in this space, and it is the majority, it is the majority that just go, oh, well, I'm going to do all this stupid stuff. I don't care about that person's life. I don't care that's causing this person to start having bleeding. I don't care that's causing this person to not sleep at night. I don't care that's causing hair loss on this person. Like, that is just being a dick. That is being a horrible person. That is putting money before people. Like, you're not the pharmaceutical industry. Fuck off.
I mean, I think it goes back to that same thing as like, so like if somebody uses my code to buy a supplement through that website, I get a kickback on that. I don't think a lot of people that are, I'd say purchasers, customers, whatever you want to call the individuals and that are receiving coaching, I don't think they understand that some of these coaches really have a lot of revenue streams. And so for some of these people, it's really not about helping people. And you've seen this over and over, like with, what was that? The Brittany Dawn lady, right? She got in a ton of legal trouble for all her nonsense. And then there was that one guy that's still sort of around that was having somebody else write all his programs for him and whatnot. They're making a ton of money. And it's like burn as bright as you can until you eventually get caught and then you're burning out. And that I think is a problem because anytime I've seen anything that like, hey, how to help you be a coach, how to help you get clients, how to help you do this, it's always about, at the end of the day, money. Be a six-figure coach. Be a six-figure that. I make up to, I have 1,000 clients or whatever. I'm like, how the fuck could you possibly serve 1,000 clients? Well, like me as a coach, I see that I'm like, you sound stupid, like that has nobody's best interest in mind except your own. And I think the hard part about the fitness industry in general is like a lot of those people are present in this place that we inhabit. Which is why it's like nice when you see people that, hey, like I'm at my max on clients. And because I'm at my max on clients, I'm going to make sure that somebody else I know that I can trust that has a good, I think, philosophy and a good approach, I can send you to them and know that you're still going to be in good hands. And it's not necessarily about me making more money. It's about you getting the help that you need to help you not even just figure out short term, but to be able to, like Phil said, live a nice, good, long, fulfilling life where you have good quality of life.
Yeah, I feel like some people, so they'll take any client, right? If I had, like, I only take female clients. I do have some male clients, and it's only if they are a boyfriend or a husband of a current client. Otherwise, if a male reaches out for coaching, I just simply say, hey, I only coach females. That's just what I personally want to do, and I give them recommendations or whatever the situation is. But there are some people that they'll, like, we'll take me for example. The majority of my clients are like bikini fit model competitors and moms, more lifestyle than competition clients anymore. But if I have somebody reach out and they're like, hey, I'd love to do a figure show, I would be like, I'll figure it out. Let's do it. Like, I'm going to know, like, could I? Yes. But would I be the best person for them? No. And I think that's what makes a good coach too, is knowing like there's plenty of people to go. Like there's plenty of clients to go around. There's plenty of people that want help, that want to coach. You don't need to take on, and that's, I don't know if you two do the same, but I think that's another way I've been successful long term is I'm not taking people and just like hoping it works out and hoping I can figure out, there's a situation where I know it's either out of my wheelhouse or it's just not I don't want to say specialty, but it's not my normal vibe. Why would I put my energy into it? Because then what if I do say, oh yeah, I'll coach you for a figure show, and then they lose, and then they sit and say how shitty of a coach I was. Well, yeah, I was, because I don't coach figure. You know what I mean? Like you're also hurting yourself by taking on things that just are outside of your normal or just your capabilities.
So the funny thing I think of is it goes back to that same thing we were talking about earlier, which is like our scope of practice. Yeah. Right? Sometimes our scope of practice is fairly like narrowed in on a couple of subsets or a couple of things. And like, this is what we're really good at. maybe it's okay that if you have a discussion with somebody like, hey, I really don't know this. I'm not sure. I think this person would be better for you. And they're like, oh, no, I'm really set on working with you. Like, we can try and figure it out, but I can't guarantee you anything.
Yeah.
Like that upfront, like honesty, which
The first
I
time any
find,
of us had a competitor.
yeah, I've always found that just being honest with people upfront really turns away a lot of people that aren't meant for you anyways.
Yeah, if you
Like, you
can't
know, the
take
person's like,
honesty, I don't want to.
yeah, I mean, it's the foundation of everything. And what I always say is, I can either be the bastard now that was honest up front with you, or I can be the bastard later that wasn't honest and up front with you and that took your money. Right. And so for me, it's one of those things where that protects your reputation, and your reputation is everything. I think people still really underrate word of mouth for when it comes to being somebody that owns a business or does a service, in terms of how much that can keep you afloat. Most of the people that come to me are people that have either seen my work with others or know them in person. A lot of the times they're a friend of somebody that I coached 4 years ago. Or they might be somebody that I coached 4 or 5 years ago. Shit, I just had somebody reach out to me yesterday that I coached in 2018 that sent me one of their friends and then was talking about possibly getting started back up with them too. And I had referred them out to a different coach back then, after working with them for a little while, because we just weren't getting the results and she was having some issues. I was like, look, dude, I know I could keep taking your money here, but I want to see you be better. I think this person might be able to help you with some stuff that you're struggling with. And that seems like it's a bad idea from the coaching side standpoint. But I mean, now that person apparently is still saying good things about me 5 years later to people that she meets.
Well, she probably remembers, like, hey, maybe he couldn't help me, but he genuinely cares and he's helped my friend. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that just shows someone's character too, knowing when, because I've had clients the same, where you're doing everything, but something about, either they just don't. I think sometimes it can be, I don't want to say if they don't respect you as a coach, but I think sometimes some people just don't listen. You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain people where they say something to them, they're like, I'm not going to do what she tells me to do. But then someone
It's like
else can tell
whenever,
them to do the same thing, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll do that.
like, look,
Marriage.
Yeah.
yeah,
Fine.
literally, I can tell Nikki something, and there are just certain things that it doesn't matter that I'm saying the exact same thing that the next person is going to say, but sometimes it's just like, hey, there's a disconnect there. But then it's like, okay, her friend will say something, or she'll hear it on Instagram or TikTok, and it's like, hey, did you hear about this? And like, yeah, the thing I've been saying, like, okay, like, it doesn't matter. Like, ultimately, it doesn't matter whether it was just like, hey, you listened to me or you listened to someone else. It's that you eventually had the click and did the damn thing. Because I've had those clients too, where it's like, I'm telling you that you're overcomplicating things right now, and that it's your stress that we're seeing is causing X, or it's this that's causing X. We need to try something. We need to try a better coping mechanism. We need to try changing up your schedule. We need to try readjusting our expectations. And I can say that until I'm blue in the face. And then finally, whenever it's like, well, hey, I think I'm going to try someone else. You know what? Hey, I wish you nothing but the absolute best. And then without fail, in 6 months or a year, get an email or a text or something. And it's like, hey, just wanted to reach out. Like, I appreciate you so much. You were saying the exact same thing, and just, it finally clicked. And sure enough, everything you said has just completely changed my life. And I'm sorry I didn't listen sooner. I don't care that you didn't listen sooner. I care that you eventually listened. I care that you eventually got the result you were looking for. You got the quality of life improvement that you were looking for. It doesn't matter if it came from me. It matters, did you get it?
I do care. It needs to come from me. Look, I have a very fragile ego. It's why I'm afraid to go on Reddit.
My gosh, I love Reddit. I've never posted anything or like made a comment there, but I don't know why. Sometimes I just like to be a little cockroach and read things. I
Yeah.
think it's like Instagram, I don't know, it's just less interactive. It's more, sometimes I just want to be like a fly on the wall. Like, I don't really want to interact or like or comment, or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to do any work. I just want to like scroll.
You just want to sip the tea.
I just want to sip the tea sometimes. I don't want to be
Reddit
in
is
the
also
tea.
more authentic.
I don't want to contribute to the tea, but sometimes I do want to sip the tea.
I just feel like it's more authentic. Like Reddit, because most people are, you don't know who they are. people are so much more forthwith with their actual
I
opinions and
know.
what they think.
I use Reddit a lot for reviews for things. Like I'll be like, should I buy, I don't know, random, like let's say, should I buy this cup brand? Literally Reddit, because everybody's just so honest. They don't care, right? It's like real. I love using it for like product reviews. I don't know if you guys have ever done that before, but it's legit. Like you'll see companies where they're like, their shipping sucks, their customer service, like this happened to me. Because I feel like if they try to leave that review on the actual like brand's page, they get filtered out or taken down, or you know what I mean? Like you don't get as like
Those are fake also, though.
There's no skin in the game for somebody just leaving a random like comment on a post. Like whenever, so we're renting this house because like, hey, whenever you move to a whole new state and you don't know anybody, you're like, I don't know the exact area of town I want to live in. So like we looked up on Reddit, like, hey, where are the reviews on Tricon Residential? Like we were gonna go with it's like Progress, but then we read all these horrible things. And I was like,
yeah, they suck. They own the house next door to me.
I'm like, I can decipher between like, okay, who's just like complaining for the sake of complaining, like, oh, they kept my security deposit even though there was only 5 holes in the wall. Like, well, yeah, like dumbass. But like,
what do you expect? His name was Kyle.
It was Kyle, drank Monsters, had 5 dirt bikes.
Seems like a very Tennessee thing. All right, so hopefully, I guess let's wrap this one up because it's where I have to go. It's my fault. I'll take the blame. But hopefully we'll come up with some good ideas to kind of continue to make it somewhat interesting for you guys. But I'm excited to,
excited as well.
Have you guys back in. It feels good to be able to see you guys and like sit down and have a real conversation again. It's been far too long.
Because it gets lonely.
It does get lonely. Sometimes I'm like, I miss the team, but then you're like, no, I don't. But like, you just miss the camaraderie, right? Of like, so I feel like this is going to be really cool for anybody listening. I feel like it's going to be a cool way to get a lot of good information from an honest insight, but three people who have no skin in the game, meaning like we're not all from the same team. We're just trying to convince you to like, choose us or that we're elite. Like we're all 3 cool. We're all 3 a cool choice if you're looking for a coach. If not, I mean, you'll get some laughs.
I'm excited for when we argue.
And you can always, if you're looking for, some Dragon Ball Z conversation, you can message Kayleigh. She's the world's biggest fan.
Yamcha is her favorite.
Talking about,
he's the fucking guy he's a joke. He dies.
She told me she was a Krillin fan.
Message Stephen for good hair tutorials.
Yeah, please do. All right, so until next time, guys, thanks for listening.